Hello and welcome to Crafted Bricks. My name is Simon. In this video, I'm going to take you through this fantastic Optimus Prime custom Lego model. Instructions for this model are available from Build Better Bricks. And the designer for this model is Tyler, who along with his wife, Amy, won US Lego Masters Season 1. So we know with this MOC we're in good hands. And I think Tyler has done a fantastic job with this, and it's testament to his skill as a designer and a master Lego builder that he's been able to craft a model that not only looks great in this truck form, but also fully transforms into the full Optimus Prime model that is actually a highly posable and good looking and imposing figure. He has done an absolutely superb job, and I really like this model. It's got its great color scheme, so in terms of the red and the blue, it looks very striking. I think in truck form, there is still a lot of detail here. Don't worry, I'm going to show you a much closer view soon of this model and also the transform model, and I will transform the model for you shortly. Now, one thing before I do that did strike me when I built this model. So I bought the instructions about 2 months ago, ordered the parts from Bricklink, and built this model quite recently. What struck me is it's a great entry model for those looking to dip their toe into the world of custom Lego models. So the instructions are about $8 US. They're not expensive. They're really well laid out and quite easy to follow. It's not a hard or a difficult model to build. There are under 500 parts for this model with a rough cost of about $55 US. So again, not too expensive, especially when compared to some much larger and complex custom models. So I think the model is highly affordable, it's very easy to build, and it's just so cool and it looks great. So I think if you were looking for your first model in terms of a custom model, you've been building standard Lego sets for a long time and you want to try something custom, this could be a good entry point for you. So I'm going to go ahead right now and transform this on camera. Can be a little bit tricky, but I'll give it a go and hopefully I don't mess this up. So I will turn this around to camera soon so you can get a good view of this, but I will just face it to me while I'm doing this. Now, there are several ball joints in the feet here, and there are some ratchet joints in the knee sections, and then ball joints in the hip. Now, what that means is it's actually quite, very, very posable, and you can really bring it to life in terms of the poses it can strike. So the model sort of takes on a nice look once it's fully done. And once you've got these legs separated out, it is actually quite stable. And surprisingly too, as I'm doing this, I'm noticing that for a model that transforms and for being Lego, it's quite robust. So you don't have, there are some parts that will fall off, but as I'm doing this, you're not really seeing any parts fall off as I do this. Of course, those are always famous last words. Let's give this a go here. Later on in this video, I'm going to give you a nice close-up of both the truck form of this model and the full model. So don't worry if you can't see this now. Later on in the video, you're going to get a nice close-up view of this model. I've also published some photos on my Flickr page. So if you want to go ahead and look at some high-res detailed images of this model, I will put a link to my Flickr page in the description of this video. All right, I'm going to show you this soon. I'm just going to get it in a slightly better pose. It does tend to lean back a little bit. All right, there you go. So I'll just turn that around so you can see now. So absolutely fantastic. Oh, of course, there is a weapon as well. He needs something to fight off the Decepticons, so that is definitely important. So yeah, as you can see, quite amazing that it can transform from that truck to the full figure. It is a very posable figure. I know if I had more time, I would pose that properly, but it is something you can definitely pose for display. And, I think in this particular form, it looks fantastic. The head definitely turns and moves around. Let's now have a much closer look at this model. This is what the truck configuration of the model looks like. Now in this state, the model does look quite a bit smaller and is a very compact looking model. However, it still has a lot of detail, and I particularly like the way the arms have folded in here and here to create that nice wheel arch, and little details like the hands tucking in the front here to create the headlight detail of the truck there. I think the designer's done a great job of capturing that classic old school truck rig type look, which was the look the original Optimus Prime model had. I think he's captured it pretty much spot on. I rotate the model through to the side here. Really like it, it wheels quite freely, as you can see. And there's some really nice details. So you can see a fuel tank here on this side, and there's one on the far side as well. The exhaust stacks and the detail in here looks really, really good. And particularly the truck bed on the back here with that, again, with that striking blue and the little slope pieces in the back here to provide some detail, just looks spot on. So I think in this form, the designer's done a great job at capturing the look, the classic Optimus Prime truck look. Looking now at the fully transformed model in its Optimus Prime figure form, and man, doesn't this look so good? Every time I look at it and pose the model in different positions, it definitely puts a smile on my face. And I think that's something that I really like about this model, is just how posable it is. I mentioned earlier that there are ball joints here in the feet, joints here in the knees, in the hip area. The torso also rotates. The fingers can be independently moved and the hands definitely rotate. You can rotate the elbow here and the shoulders, and the head can be swiveled from side to side and move slightly up and down. And the sum total of that means with a bit of adjustment, you can put this in poses that seem to bring the model to life. Looking at this now, I can almost imagine Optimus Prime calling out to the Autobots to go and fight the Decepticons, or calling to humans to rally by his side to defeat those Decepticons. Another thing that I really like is the colors. It's just such a good looking model in terms of the colors that are used. I particularly like how this red transitions through to the blue here with this gray section in the center of the torso. And for a model that has less than 500 parts, the details are superb. Looking over the model again now, there aren't really any areas where I'm looking at and thinking, oh, the detail could be improved or there could be some changes made there. There are just no changes that I would make to this model. The designer has done an absolutely superb job with this. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. This is my second YouTube video. I have many more planned and on the way. But of course, I'd like to get better at these videos and tune things and change things and evolve as I go. If you have any feedback or comments about this video, or also any feedback or comments about my first video, which was on my upgrades and changes to the UCS A-Wing Starfighter model, please leave a comment in the comment section below. I'd really like to hear from you. And also, if you have any questions about this particular model, leave a comment in the comment section below and I will respond to you there. In terms of new videos, I plan to showcase some other custom Lego MOCs that I've built. And all of the MOCs that I'll be videoing and showcasing will be MOCs where you can download the instructions yourself and build those models if you like what you see. And in the future, I also plan to cover upgrades, changes, and improvements to some standard Lego sets, where those sets could be improved, perhaps be more detailed, look a bit better, or fix any particular issues with those. So if you like the sound of that, please consider subscribing. I am trying to grow this channel and have much more coming. Until I see you in the next video, take care.